Okay, today I'm going to show a speed painting I did. You can see the final image now, but it's really fast, and I will show the end version in a little bit. This will be my first video. So everything's loading up now. There may be some downtime. I have 2 kids. This image is for Limitless Gaming. I am making it a logo for them. I always do a high definition logo, and then I can dumb it down or simplify the version. So, like, this would look great on a t-shirt, but it wouldn't look great on a website. The reason for that is, on the website, you want something simple. You don't want all the attention drugged to it. The original idea for this was to do an eagle similar to the one you see in the top right, and I was going to have him holding a PlayStation controller, or the Xbox controller, but I kind of got away from that. So I'm rough sketching out the bird now. It's Photoshop, so why not just cut and copy so I can get a perfect image. Right now I'm making the palette. I like to do this. I come from, I like acrylic painting. So I take in all the colors from the picture I want, or whatever colors I need, I take and blend them together. That's what you see me doing right now. I got a tool preset from a gentleman off YouTube named Wayne. I use his tool preset, or I use the basic brushes. So right now I'm just getting the basic colors I want in. No rough shapes. I end up redoing his feet completely. I don't have it recorded, but I did redo it. That will be shown on, the final version you see is what I have. So we got, the basic image. Now it's just refining all the details of it. Start with the head and go on from there. But yeah, basic brush, I use the soft round, the hard round, the soft round for the eraser, and the hard round for the eraser. And then I use a blur tool for blending, which I got from Wayne, and sometimes I use his painter hack, which he uses, which is basically like the brush from Corel Painter. You'll be able to blend and color at the same time. I haven't used that much. I'm trying to do everything the hard way. I try to do work on as minimal layers as possible. Like here, I'm doing something new, so I make a new layer and then I'll just merge it down. I'm really familiar with birds. I've had a lot of them, so that's kind of why birds are a little easier for me to draw. Most of this isn't perfect, this isn't awesome, but I know how a bird's beak is shaped. Like with the little lines up there, you see the darkness, you can see that line of where their nostrils are. And I always do this. I get a bad habit of not liking something, so I redo it 100 times. And, the head came along well nicely. Just refining edges now. These long pauses are, like I said, I have 2 kids, and I'm a smoker, so I always take a break. Hopefully once I get better at this video editing and recording, it won't be as bad as this. I'll be able to just start to go complete it. This was sped up 10 times, so it took it's an hour and a half recording, so that just shows how long this one took, and that's not even the finished version. That was the decent version, if you would say, the one that gets the idea across. I use the Wacom Bamboo Capture, Photoshop, CS5. That's really about it. A couple other programs, but they're not anything major. Grab the pen tool to kind of refine some of these edges because they look a little shady. And then blending and blending and blending. I do this version of blending. I take like 3 colors, lower the opacity, stroke over it, alt select the color, and then keep going over it until it gets to the perfect blending I want. Opacity is usually set around 40 and the flow is set around 30 when I do the blending. Sometimes it'll be higher, sometimes it'll be opacity will be at 100 and the flow will be at around 50. You can do it whatever way you prefer. I'm trying to break in and do everything, so I try different methods and then I go back to what I like unless it's something better. Because I used to only use this super soft blur tool, but now I'm starting to mess with other things and new methods. I mean, you gotta always try new methods out. I don't know why, but I thought this looked cool when I did it. I just took an eraser and just jammed it in there. Gave it that cut looking edge, if that makes sense. Makes it look torn. Maybe like a wet bird. I was happy with that wing. I didn't like the way the other one looked, so I erased it and copy and pasted. And then you can see the color selector coming up a lot. This is where I decided to do little lines for details. They're just little smudges, kind of like a, I don't know what the name of the art style is, but they just use little dots. I did that to refine details. On the new high-res version I did, I just made them really, really, really small, and it looks a lot better. Cleaning up all the excess lines. Once you get the main colors on the screen down, you don't have to like sample colors anymore, if that makes sense. This is me trying to figure out how to get the claws to look like they're wrapping around his team's name, which I scratched this whole idea because this looks bad. Very bad about hands, claws, stuff like that, and I'm learning now. So my scribbles, I always do that on the bottom. It's a really bad habit, or good habit, depends on if you like it or not. But it keeps track of my progress. If you look at ones I did a while ago, they're horrible compared to this one. But that is pretty much it, and I want to thank you for watching. I expect new ones soon. Thank you.